friends, to my kitchen. I am making bolos today for some of my customers. And I already have recipes for bolos, but there's always some that come in and they don't get to see it. Bolos is a traditional Portuguese from San Miguel, Azores bread. This is very popular through the whole island, this flatbread. And it has the texture, the consistency of an English muffin. And once you eat one, you're hooked. I have here 3 cups. I am making 12 pounds. This is a big quantity. I will leave a smaller amount on the description, the recipe for you to make. So I have 3 tablespoons of yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of flour, and I need about a cup of water. You want warm, more towards the warm hot than cold. Because if you put it too hot, you're gonna kill the yeast. If you put too cold, the yeast will take longer to bloom. Okay, we're gonna leave this aside. I have here 4 cups of sugar, 3 tablespoons of fine salt. When you make bread, you need salt. If the bread doesn't have salt, it doesn't taste right. And I think that's something that a lot of people make a mistake. They don't put enough salt. Okay, combine all that. I have here 6 cups whole milk and 3 cubes, or a cup and a half, a cup and a half of good butter. And then I have 18 whole eggs. And I'm gonna beat my eggs. And then I'm gonna mix the sugar. You don't have to do this, but I find that this helps incorporate everything better. And it makes the dough a little bit fluffier because you're beating those eggs so they're light. Okay, I'm going to pour this sugar slowly to incorporate into this so I don't have sugar all over. I make these bolos a couple times a year. I have customers that love this bread. So I'm going to beat this until they're real fluffy, like into a pale yellow color. I'm going to pour my milk slowly and my butter, incorporate it into the egg, and that is to temper because I warmed up this butter and milk. Okay, that looks good. Anyway, so I make this at least 3 times a year. I have a few customers. I mean, this is not, if you're not from San Miguel, you're not familiar with this bread. But if you've had it before, you're hooked. This is so good. So, I'm gonna pour the rest of the butter and the milk, and we might need some more water, so I'm gonna get some water going. Okay friends, here's my yeast. It is bloom. And now we're gonna mix all this. I have here 4 cups of water. I'm gonna add as I need. And you pretty much just mix this like you're mixing bread, any dough. So and then we bake these in the pancake griddle or in a frying pan. I don't like to use in a frying pan because you can control, and the other thing is this is such a large quantity, I would be here all day. In the griddle I have 3 of them. In no time I have these done. And they need to completely cool before I bag them, so I'm using only one hand right now because if I need something else, my other hand is free. Just mix until all that flour is incorporated. And I'm gonna need some more water, I can tell. You want this dough soft, but not too soft, not too wet. I'm gonna put a little bit more water. You want it softer because as this dough sits here, it absorbs all that liquid and it becomes a little bit harder. It's very different than sourdough bread. Sourdough bread, you want it hard and it gets softer the longer it ferments. So some people put lemon. I don't put no lemon. I don't put nothing else. Just the flavor of the eggs and the butter. That's all I do. I need a stepping stool. I'm on my tippy toes. When I did my sweetbread, I brought a little table to the edge of my counter because I had a lot of sweetbread. To be on my tippy toes, it wasn't good. It wasn't gonna be good. So now all we're doing is incorporating all that liquid until we see no more liquid. And then we see if it's still hard and more water. Okay. Now by scraping my bowl, later on, the dough won't stick to the edges because there's no dough there. I'm gonna leave this dough here for 15 minutes and then I'm gonna come back and check and see. Give a hand or do flips and then I see if it's too soft or too hard, if it needs more water or not. I'll show you when I'll do it. Okay friends, it's time to give that first hand. And now we're gonna see if this dough needs any more liquid or if this is good. Okay, it's doing good flips, it's stretching good, but I think it needs a little bit more water. And this is how you know by feeling the dough. And that's why I like to do the dough by hand and not in machines, because you get to feel the dough. If you feel the dough, you know when it needs more liquid. If you do in a machine, you can't do that. So that's my opinion. But some people do just fine with it. So I'd probably put about 3 cups of water for this, all total. So, and now we're just gonna incorporate that water into the dough. And that's why we do the flips and then we punch the dough, because it lets that water get into that flour and it will disappear. And then I'm gonna let this rise 15 more minutes. I'm gonna give another hand and then it's done. And I'll show you when it's fully as double in size and is ready to shape. I have a lot going on today. It's a busy week. So, okay. All right, I'll show you when it's all has double in size and it's ready to shape it and start cooking them. Okay friends, my Bolos are ready to start shaping. I have here some flour. I'm just gonna make little balls for now, and then I'm gonna shape them into the size that I need. I try to shape them the same size. So anyway, it took me 2 hours for this to come to this point, but I've been busy. Been busy all morning. Okay friends, it's time to start shaping my Bolos. And all I do, I press down a little bit, not much, make a hole in the middle, and put it in my griddle. This is yellow cornmeal, the Portuguese cornmeal, and I have my griddle at 350. And we're gonna bake these. They're gonna bake probably about 5 minutes per side. You want them to bake so the middle is cooked. Okay. And I'm only halfway shaping them. So I have 2 more griddles back there. Here it is, my Bolos lêvedos. I'm still baking. Okay friends, my Bolos are almost done. I only have a couple more pans to do. And in no time, I made this. And of course, I cannot help it always to have one when they're still warm. This is what they look inside. Soft, sweet, so good. Put this in the toaster. It makes a delicious breakfast. This is my breakfast. I'll leave the recipe in the description for a small quantity, not this. And you give it a try at this. You can freeze these and just take them as you need it. Bolos lêvedos. We called Bolos Foodnish because this started in Foodnish, San Miguel, Azores. Still today, that's where they are made. Anyway, if you're familiar with it, give it a try and let me know in the comments. What do you think? Until next time, have a good day. Let's get cooking.